Super Hikiyami Moriko Turbo HD Remix. Hello guys, Hikiyami Moriko this, and welcome to another indie game. This one's called Picta Mori. Like Moriko, but Mori, yeah. And it's a game by the developer Rastaanparta. Yeah, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Let's start a new game. Looks really cool for what I can tell. So it also sounds really cool. That sounds like the muffled sound of a TV. Oh man, I love this kind of like pixel art from Game Boy Green. It looks amazing. Miss Greenwood, the sound of water running down. This game has great sound. I can already tell. Sound design. Miss Greenwood, are you okay? I come back from my thoughts and see Emma staring at me from the other side of the room. She looks worried. It's raining. I close the window and sit down on my chair. Sorry, I was miles away. I reply and give her a smile. She frowns, probably figuring out why I was forcing it. Emma comes here more often now, since her classmate Alex died in a car accident 2 months ago. Wow. We talk for an hour every week. I serve her homemade cookies and tea. She chooses peppermint each time. Says it's calmed her mind. Its distinct aroma fills the room and covers the scent of lavender I use. She suffers. Am I a psychologist? She suffers from panic attacks, which have gotten much worse due to the accident. Her mother died in a car crash when Emma was only 6 years old. That's weird. Emma takes a sip from the cup. She does it so delicately, like a duchess. The rain continues pitter-pattering against the glass. She looks at the window. That's dating again. She's picking me up today. She pauses and keeps her face turned away from me, though. I can hear how she's showing her lower lip. But am I a friend or like a psychologist? I don't know. Looks like I'm just a friend, right? Do you like her? That seems happy. That means she doesn't like her. Let it go. We are supposed to go picnic today. All 3 of us. Are you glad it's raining? Dad's been planning this for the whole week. He will be disappointed. Give her tissue? Emma releases her right hand from the cup and takes the tissue. She brings it forward to her eyes to dry her tears. I know he means good, but he doesn't get it why I always seem so distant to them. There was this Janet Dad was seeing a couple of years ago. She was very affectionate, but not annoyingly, so I kept telling Dad she was too good for him. She chuckles bitterly. Her perfume reminded me of summer. It was similar to what my mom would use. Emma looks down to her cup and smiles a little. It was like I got a small piece of mom back. She sniffles quietly and graces tears from her cheeks. We're going to spend Christmas Day together. I got her a tea mug with butterflies on it. She texted that just a couple of days after and I haven't seen her since. She never called me or anything. Each time I found someone, it's like they disappear, I guess. Oh, they disappear. Okay. I just don't want to get hurt anymore. I'm a coward. She sobs and hides behind the tissue paper. Usually when women are telling you their problems, they don't want a solution, so I will just encourage her. You don't seem like a coward to me, Emma. I talk gently and smile to her. You have shown great courage in coming to speak with me. Emma blows her nose quietly, leans back to the chair and takes a deep breath. Her eyes have turned red. This gone cold, she laughs with relief. I reply to her with a chuckle and put my notes down. I'm a psychologist, right? Or a psychiatrist, maybe? There's plenty left. You're always welcome to stop by for a cup. Thank you, Miss Greenwood. She smiles shyly and hands me over the cup. I reach to take the cup from her and put it down next to mine on the table. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. Send my regards to your dad, okay? I will. The rain has gone worse when I start heading back home from the gym. I live quite close to the city center, so I'm used to walking everywhere. With just a couple of blocks left, I hear my phone buzzing in my bag. Curious to see who will message me this late, I pick up my phone. It's Emma? It's from Lizzie. I was with her at the gym. Some creep was staring at you at the lobby and left right after you. Checking if you're alright. That's not good. Shivers run down my spine and I almost dropped the phone without stopping. I quickly glance behind me. Oh shit, man. A tall, broad-shouldered person is following me. Likely a man, although I can see them features well. Due to the rain, I haven't been able to hear the sound of footsteps. With my hands shaking from the cold air, I text her back. I follow almost home, called police. Oh damn. I switched the GPS on before I stuffed my phone back in the bag. I got through my options. I could try to run straight at the door, or I could try to lose him midst buildings. I'm gonna rush the door. I use the element of surprise to my advantage and start running. My legs are still burning from the spinning class, but I can't slow down. I slip around the corner and dash to the door. The 4D access code was recently changed and I haven't fully memorized it yet. My hands are shaking from a adrenaline rush. I start pressing the buttons first for numbers and finally hash to confirm. But I have to do it? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. What am I supposed to do? He's just around the corner. I need to lose him quick. I take a swift turn to the closest alley on my left and quicken my steps. To my horror, I see my pursuer speeding up to a jog and hitting after me. Damn, this is intense. Run straight, run left, turn left, I guess. Run straight. My hair is pounding and as I scamper to the alleys, the sound of my boots is echoing from the walls surrounding me. I think it's a bad idea to go into alleys when someone is following you. Turn left. I dare not to look behind. I must keep going. Run straight. Someone is calling, but I can't stop now. Just a few turns and I'll be on my door. Turn left. My ears are ringing. Feels like my hair is bursting through my chest. Just a bit further. Run straight and right. Turn left. Run straight. This doesn't seem right. I have taken a wrong turn. Run straight. Where am I? I don't recognize any of this. Just run straight. My lungs are about to explode. Run straight. I can't breathe. Run, run, run. Oh my god, this is so intense. Man, the music was a really good choice for this chasing sequence. What? What happened? The police couldn't find a single trace of the man, but promised to go through surveillance cameras in case they had caught him on those. Lizzie and I described him as best as we could. They assured me that they will be in touch should they find fitting suspect. Lizzie stayed overnight and the next one. I was sorry to see her leave, but she promised to call me as often as she could. I hate myself for abandoning the children, but I just couldn't leave the apartment. I could barely look at the front door without feeling sick. Dad stopped a few times to bring me groceries and watch TV together. He loves old kung fu movies. It was nice to have him around. He told me he has quit drinking, but I could smell whiskey each time he hugged me on the door before leaving. And each time he would ruffle my hair and say, "You'll be alright, you're a fighter. You're Jackie Chan." He has kept saying that ever since Mom died. What if this time Jackie won't make it? I asked him last night. He will always find a way. There could be a ladder just around the corner. Yeah, that's true. You have to watch Jackie Chan movies. He always make it just in time. I hugged him for the second time and didn't let go, and once I lost the sight of his car from the window, I let myself fall down on the floor and cried my hair out. Man, this is a next level type of horror game. Like, it's really, it's like, it's a real situation, so it's easy for it to get to you. Like, it's not like a monster or something. Like, it's something like can happen to you, or your mother, or your sister, and it's just not nice. What was a few weeks fell into like eternity. It was good to be back at the school. Everything was as before except my grins, which the janitor forgot to water. Also, I'm like a school psychologist. Barbara. Miss Wood should get plastic instead, easier to take care of, she said when we took withered plants to the trash. She dropped my lavender scented candle jar while picking up the dead golden photos from the shelf. Its sturdy glass got barely scratched when it hit the floor with a strong impact. You should get rid of this full thing after you kill it, she shook her head, horrified by the dent that appeared on the floor. Emma and many others came for a visit during the day. She leaped into my arms the moment I opened the door and broke to tears. She stayed for a tea and told me everything I had missed during my weeks of absence. According to her own words, she's been doing just fine. Her father's still seeing Sana, the businesswoman she told me about before. Emma has apparently gotten along with her. Sana is Finnish and has shown pictures of Lapland where some of her family lives. She promised to take Emma there someday to meet the real Santa Claus and his reindeer, although Emma was sure that I was just trying to tease her. It was a relief to see Emma so happy, and I promised I could see her again soon once I get properly back on my feet. By afternoon, my desk was overflowing with cards and gifts from the children and the staff. I was getting ready to leave for the day when I heard a knock on the door. It's open, I called while packing my things. I'm sorry to bother so late, Miss Greenwood. I came back tomorrow if you're just leaving. It's quite alright, Samir. Please come in. I wished him welcome and offered a seat. Samir was one of Alex's closest friends. Samir visited me a few times after the accident, but I haven't talked with him since. Would you like something to drink? I got tons of chocolate if you want some. You know, maybe I'm just being paranoid, but isn't he the one that was following me? No, I'm fine, thank you, he says. Samir walks in the closest door behind me. He seems really anxious. How can I help you? I ask, smiling, keeping a little distance from him. I don't know how to say this, but it's been haunting me for months now. Samir takes his phone and turns its screen towards me. It's a picture of Alex. What the hell? I feel nauseous. I close my eyes and try to shake it off, but Alex's empty stare has burned into my mind. Put that away, please. Samir follows my request immediately by taking his phone down to his side. God, why will you show me that? Who took it? The police? Where did you even get that? A flood of questions rushes out of my mouth. You won't believe this, but Alex sent it to me. Only one day before the accident. Yeah, you're right. I don't believe you, but I have to question you. How is that even possible? Why will Alex do something like this? Photoshop himself like that? My head keeps filling up with questions. It's not Photoshop, Miss Greenwood. Allow me to explain. Alex and I used to read scary stories. I'm starting to get really creeped out by this game. So, really good game. We found from the internet. One night, Alex came across with this site called Picta Mori. It's one of those AI image generators where artificial intelligence will create a picture based on your description. According to this scary story, if you should enter your own name as a text prompt and send it to the AI exactly at 3 a.m., the AI produces a picture of how you will die. Samir explains calmly. It quickly became an online dare among young people. Shockingly, there is lots of evidence now how the predictions have come true. You know, this is kind of sus, but maybe it is true. If it's true, it's a really good spooky story, I have to say. Especially now that artificial intelligences are becoming like commonplace. How do I know if any of them are real? And what about Alex? That picture doesn't prove anything. I want to see his body, Miss Greenwood. Alex was missing his left eye. With all respect, I will never lie about something like this. I knew he was telling the truth. Samir wasn't that kind of person who will lie about something like this. What? I need to see it. My head hurts. I let myself drop from the chair. The lights in the room dazzle my eyes. This is a bit too much. I'm terribly sorry, Miss Greenwood. I just couldn't keep this to myself anymore. Well, it's my job to comfort him, so... Oh no. It's okay. I'm just... Miss Greenwood? Miss Greenwood? I can hear Samuel's calming voice as he calls an ambulance until everything goes silent. Do you have any plans for the weekend? I don't know yet. I heard Susan is holding a party. Yeah. You're not going? I don't know yet. It could be fun. Yeah. I woke up at the Central Hospital just a couple hours after the paramedics had brought me in. Knowing my condition, doctors wanted to keep me in monitors overnight. Hospitals have always made me anxious, and staying in for the night felt much like a death sentence to me. Luckily, the room they gave me was unoccupied, and after the supper, I was tired enough to fall asleep quickly. The next evening, I was allowed to leave after the checkup. The doctor encouraged me to call someone to take me back home. I'm gonna call Dad. I know we don't have the best relationship, but you have to trust your family. I bet he's doing his best, I hope. Unless it was my dad that was following me that night, but I don't know. It's all computer made these days, Dad sighs heavily. The old fight scenes were so much better than what you see on the screen today. I nod while looking out of the window. The sky is covered with dark clouds. It looks like it will rain soon. I replied. That always talks about old movies when we are together to avoid conversation that could lead to an argument or things that will make him sad. What I can say, I can understand the old man. You know, I'm kinda also like that. Like, it's hard to touch on those kind of topics. I remember watching Enter the Dragon at the cinema. I was 14 years old, and your granddad took me there as a treat for being good at school. That was a nice movie, by the way. What movie theater did you go? Lionheart Cinema. It's long gone now. Didn't it have a lion statue outside the entrance? How do you remember that? That a surprise. There's a picture of you and Mother standing in front of it. Dad goes silent for a moment. Yes. There was a lion statue on Lionheart Cinema. We used to go there every Sunday, your mother and I. I can hear him swallowing heavily. His breathing becomes more strained. I know that wants to say something, but he just shakes his head. I'm gonna push it a little bit. We can talk about her, you know. Dad takes a deep breath. I don't want to. Dad, I try to sound calm. You are not helping yourself by avoiding this. It hurts too much. I know that, but it's really important that we can talk about her. I'm sorry, he whispers before sniffing loudly. Tears run down his cheeks for everything. He starts sobbing softly. Comfort him. You need to stop blaming yourself. I never should let myself get so drunk that night. Everyone makes mistakes. I promised her to stop drinking after the accident, but she was gone the next morning. Dad looks at the road ahead. My mistake killed my wife, and almost took my daughter from me as well. I wish I was dead instead. Don't say that, I shout angrily. That's not how life works. We all make mistakes and bad decisions. You can keep punishing yourself forever. Mom wouldn't want you to suffer like this. I failed as a father and husband. What kind of man does that make me? A human one, I answered without thinking. Brumble in Bangkok, 1977. Dad smiled sadly. Thank you, sweetie. As long as you're with me, I'll be okay, I promise. Tell the truth? Dad, I've got oh. Oh. He looks at me in shock and pulls the car over to the side. We look at each other in silence. When did you find out? He finally asks and tries not to cry. It started as a headache a few months ago. They checked me and found a tumor in my brainstem. We're going to try the conventional treatment first, which consists of radiation and chemotherapy. If that doesn't work, then we'll talk about surgery. Dad leans over to me and hugs me tightly. You can beat this. I know you can. You're strong. I have a feeling I'm going to lose this battle. I stop and squeeze him back. No, you won't. I believe in you. I'm so scared. I start crying on his shoulder. So am I, but we're not going to give up until you're cured. There is always a way. Or Allah is just around the corner. I laugh with tears in my eyes. Exactly. I love you, Dad. I love you too, sweetie. So many things are happening in this game. It's breaking my heart in like 3 different ways. But I guess if I think I'm gonna die of that horrible disease, I can try the Picta Mori website, right? And see if it's gonna be true. Have you decided yet? I think I'll be going. That's wonderful. I'm really proud of you. That didn't take it well though. We usually play tennis together on Fridays. Remember that you have the rights to do your own choices. He says house parties are a waste of time. Talk to him. He was once your age too. Alex? I should have listened to my dad. What's wrong? What happened? I made my own choice, just like you told me to. And look what it did to me. Alex, where are you? I can see you. I'm right here, Miss Greenwood. Screamer? Are you gonna scream on my face? Look at me. Whoop. That was spooky. I wake up covered in sweat and I with a turtle headache. I get out of bed and put on my dressing gown. I look for the painkillers on the nightstand. The alarm clock glows in its gloomy green light and tells me it's 2:43. I grab the pills and swallow them without water. That's not nice. For you. Fancy? Like, they get stuck in my throat and make me cough. My stomach feels squeezy and my head keeps pounding until the painkillers start working. Only 15 minutes left. There's an eerie silence in my apartment. I feel scared every time I hear a noise outside. I want to go back to sleep, but I can't stop thinking about that cursed website. What if it's true? What the heck of know what will be the end of me? What if knowing it scares me so much that it makes things worse? A wave of panic washes over me and sit on the edge of the bed, gripping my knees while I watch the clock. You know, they say the only worst thing that not knowing is knowing, so I think that's true. Less than 10 minutes now. I take a deep breath and squeeze my eyes shut. I picture myself lying on the hospital bed with my head shaven and tubes attached everywhere. I need to know. I have to find out. I go quietly to the living room where my laptop is. My hands are shaking as I open the lid. Is this really going to help? Well, I'm gonna either die of cancer or the old man, like the person that was following me, is going to kill me, right? Will knowing my fate make things better or worse? Will it change anything? I can just choose not to know. I open the browser and type the address into the search bar. Whoops, spooky. The page loads and I'm greeted with an ominous picture and a warning. This website contains material which might be inappropriate for some users. Do you wish to proceed? I click yes and the text fades away. A new window opens in the middle of the screen. It's a form I have to fill in. According to Summer's explanation, all I need to do now is to write my name and wait until the clock is exactly 3 a.m. I take a deep breath and begin typing my full name. When I finish, I close my eyes and try to relax. The next thing I know, the clock says 3 a.m. I press enter and wait. This is gonna be spooky. Nothing happens. That noise got me. I check the time again. 3:01 a.m. Still nothing. I'm starting to think there's no way this works. Maybe I made a mistake somewhere. I'm sure I typed my name correctly. I refresh the page. Whoop. A picture of a woman appears on the screen. Her eyes are closed and there's a gaping wound on her forehead that has spilled a pool of blood beside her. The resemblance is remarkable. My heart beats faster. I lean closer to the screen. It's definitely me. My chest tightens. I can breathe. I try to move my mouse to close the window, but my hand won't obey. I keep staring at the picture of me and I can't tear my gaze away. I'm terrified. I don't understand it. Why will this be me? How did they get this picture of me? No. Something isn't right. There's a high-pitched ring in my ears and my vision starts to blur. I can barely see the screen anymore. I check my head to clear it and close my eyes. That horrible image flashes through my mind and makes me feel nauseous. My head feels like something is twisting a knife inside it. Wait, open eyes? What the hell? Please make it stop. I cry out loud and desperately throw my laptop aside. It crashes against the floor and the monitor turns off. And this is a real horror experience game, and I'm so glad. I think this is the first truly scary game I have played this month. My head hurts so badly I can hardly stand up. I stumble to the bathroom and run cold water over my face. My heartbeat slowly returns to normal, but my hands still tremble. I walk towards the bedroom but collapse on the floor and pass out on the spot. When I come around, it's already morning. I curl up in a ball on the couch and try to ignore the throbbing in my temples. My laptop lies broken on the carpet remind me of what happened last night. I have no energy to clean up the mess. I sit in the same position and stare at the wall for a couple of hours. I'm tired, thirsty and hungry, but I can bring myself to care. I have to go back to school to pick up my things left there, but I can get up. It's almost noon before I finally force myself out of the apartment. Since it's Saturday, I have to call the janitor to let me in. Yaki, Willie, are you feeling alright? I like the janitor. I managed a weak smile. Yeah, I'm okay. I guess I wasn't sleeping well. She gives me a sympathetic smile and gestures to the gate inside, and she unlocks the door. It kind of reminds me of Billy from that other game that I played before. How was it called? It's been a few years. Like something of the Milky Way? Yeah, that's right. That should be everything. I put down the bag containing my belongings on my desk. I sit down on my chair to take a little rest before heading back to the door suddenly opens. I thought I heard someone here. A middle-aged man leans into the room. Do you teach here? He asks me. No, I say quickly and stand up. He looks at me suspiciously. I'm sorry for interrupting your work. He smiles politely, but his eyes are piercing like needles. I work as a psychologist here. Is there something I could help you with? I'm looking for my son's locker. His voice sounds strained. What grade is he in? I ask. He was third year of high school, he says slowly. He died a few months ago. You must be Alex's father? I ask. I'm terribly sorry for your loss. He nods again, sadly. Yes, that's right. You knew my son? You could say that. I gave him a small smile. The man walks to my desk and offers me his hand. I'm David. I shake his hand. Madeline, pleased to meet you. He has a strong grip. So, you've been talking with my son? I guess telling the truth could get me in trouble, but I think he deserves the truth, right? Yes, he's stopped by a few times. Thank you for taking care of him. He was such a polite young man, I tell him honestly. What did he tell you about me? He asks, his voice shaking. Tell a white lie. If the conversation I heard in my dreams about him wanting to go to a party and I told him to go to a party and that's when he died, then it's technically quote-unquote my fault. So I don't want to tell him a truth that's gonna make him sad. There's no point in it, right? So I'm gonna tell him a white lie? He said he loves you very much and that you were always there for him. His face turns pale and he looks away from me. I'm about to talk to him when my phone starts to ring. I'm sorry, I'll get this real quick. David waves slightly for response and walks through the desk. I reach it on my back. The call comes from a restricted number. Hello? This is an assistant commissioner's call speaking. Is Madeline Greenwood on the phone? My hair begins to raise. Yes. I answer, my voice breaking. Madeline, is everything alright? Yes, I'm fine. I force myself to sound calm. We got news concerning your report from the last month. We found footage of the person you were looking for. Yes? It's him, right? We're sending you a copy of what we found. Perhaps you could help us recognize the suspect. Okay, it's him. Yeah. Wait. There's no denying it. The person in the picture is David, yeah. I gasp up and look. David is standing next to me at the shelf on the opposite side of the room. Melanie, is something wrong? Yeah, that tapestry looks really pretty. I try to speak calmly. Do you require emergency assistance? Please, I would love that. I love and keep my eyes on David. Are you in immediate danger? Absolutely. I would like to order 5 rolls. I lean over the desk and close my eyes for a second. My pulse is beating so fast, I can feel it through my fingertips. Understood. Officer on their way. Please don't hang up. Thank you. I reply and place the phone on the chair without ending the call. Alex told me a lot of things about you, David says without turning around me. Did he? I turn my head to look at him and force a smile. He always spoke so highly of you, he continues. He was an excellent student. I tried to sound neutral. He was smart and funny. He told me how you encouraged him to stand his ground. I tried to give him confidence, but I also wanted to make sure he had a safe space where he could express all his feelings. And what makes you think he didn't feel safe at home? David asks me quietly. I can sense suppressed anger in his voice. Maybe he was afraid that if he talked, the people who love him will be willing to listen. You mean his own father? His voice is low. I'm sorry for your loss, David. What happened to my son was your fault, David growls in anger. I open my mouth to respond, but then stop. If he will have listened to me, he will still be alive. I know, I whisper. I'm sorry, David. You should be, he shouts. Are you going to, like, hit me in the head and kill me? I can see the emergency lights reflecting from the window next to me before they go off. Please, David, let me go. You can bring him back, my voice trembles. David turns and steps closer to me. He's holding my candle jar in his right hand. Oh no. You let him die. He went on and got killed because of you. His arm is shaking. I don't think I can outrun him. But I'm not sure I can play for more time. But I'm gonna play for more time. David, I whisper, don't do this. He was my only son. David, his voice is breaking. Please, I beg him, let me go. You will pay for his death, David snarls at me. David grabs my wrist and pulls me close to him. The sound of shattering glass echoes in the room, and I fall. I'm staring at the ceiling. I feel something warm running across my cheek. I try to reach it, but I can't move a muscle. I hear footsteps approaching. Did a sniper got him? Two silhouettes appear around me. Can you hear me? A gentle voice asks. I try to blink, but I can't manage to do so. It's okay, stay still, another voice says. I'm tired. I want to sleep. Well, wait, did he kill me and run away, or did a sniper got him through the window? And the blood on my... I don't know. I'm confused. But glad. It's been cloudy since November, but the sun on New Year's Day is shining brightly. The rays of sunlight are like warm greetings from the haven. The fresh air of this winter morning feels warm. I walk along a familiar path through the cemetery and kneel down next to a grave. I dust the snow off the headstone and press my hand gently and... Okay. Happy New Year, Mom, I tell her with a smile. After cleaning up the grave, I continue walking towards the center of the graveyard. And there's one more to visit this year. Once I approach the grave, I notice a familiar figure standing beside it. Malin's dad notices me and gestures to come closer. He invites me into his arms for a hug. He smells like coffee and leather. His ears are red from crying. Thank you for coming here today, he says. She was my best friend, I reply before looking back at the grave. She always told me that no matter how far we were apart, our spirits will be together forever. Kick of Power, 1979. Sorry? Nothing. He smiles sadly. Just a little game we used to play. We stand there silently for a moment. I better get going, he says. At my age, you can't afford to stay too long in the cold. Happy New Year, Emma. Happy New Year, Miss Greenwood. Mr. Green. Call me Sean, he smiles. He gives me another quick hug and then walks away slowly. I watch her until she disappears among the trees and into my bag to take off the butterfly tea mug. When I place it carefully in the snow right next to the headstone, a suddenly breeze picks up and plays with my hair for a brief moment. The new beginnings, I whisper to the wind. Is this the ending of the game? Picta Mori. Writing, editing, art, programming, planning by the same person. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let me clap a few times. Okay, so that was Picta Mori. Let's watch the credits while I give my short review. First, I have to say, I think this is the most amazing game I have played, like, in a while. I think as a horror game, it works really well. It's really sad. It's really intense. The music, the sound design is really good. Like, really, really good. I think in visual novels, something that people usually don't pay attention to that much, it's sound design, you know? Because it's a visual novel, right? And people think just making nice graphics. This game has amazing graphics, you know? Oh, there's the cup. Is this based on a real story? I hope not, because it's really sad, but that's a nice touch for the game. You know, it's a visual novel, so they want to make sure the visuals are good. This game has amazing visuals, like really, really good. Make the story feel really great. Did this picture change? Was like this before? I have to check the recording. Anyway, this game looks amazing. It sounds amazing, and I think that's something like really, really hard. That make a good sound design is really, really hard, especially for an indie game. And the sound design in this game is amazing. I love it. The story, it's also really good. It's nicely paced, right? It progressed not too fast, but not too slow. It was like a half an hour game. Really, really good. Like, not a boring moment in this game, right? Yes, it's a bunch of things happening, and also there's a bunch of choices you can make. That's my favorite thing on visual novels. Like, you can make a bunch of different choices to get to a bunch of different scenarios. I'm not sure if this game has different endings, but I wouldn't be surprised because there's a bunch of choices. And this ending I got was kind of sad, but I guess I should have run away, or maybe instead of calling my dad, should have called my friend and stuff like. There's a bunch of things. So guys, if you want to play this game, and you should in this spooky season, the link will be down in the description with all the games I have played so far. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, developer, for making this amazing game. I hope you keep making games because this one was truly amazing. I will see you guys in the next indie game or stream. Goodbye.